Hey guys, what up? Total Control 871. What you're looking at is what I'm calling the Caveman Appeal. This is my issues list. I've tried to get an understanding of what an appeal is and how it's done. If there's anything, because I'm just kind of going over this real slow, you guys can pause and read. These are all the issues. This is everything that was wrong with the decision. It's a two-pager. I just gotta. So you guys can go ahead, pause, and read that at your leisure. So yeah, this is the Caveman appeal process. I have to accept and understand that I cannot become an attorney in the course of only a couple of weeks. It's not going to happen, okay? This is going to be an appeal that is so crudely written, it looks like a caveman did it, That's why I'm calling it the Caveman Appeal Brief. All I can do is my best. I cannot suddenly become an attorney in the course of just a couple of weeks. As we know, I'm too poor to afford an attorney. I went online, got a very, very basic understanding of what an appeal brief is. We're talking skeletal, man. And I've been to a couple of different sites, and they discuss it in different ways. I guess different people they write their appeals in different ways. I really don't know. I just kind of came away with a basic structure gist. So I've got my issues list. From that, I will put the finishing touches on my argument, utilizing what was said in court, the evidence presented in court, and what the law actually has to say about this, it being very vague, unconstitutional, my being denied the right to cross-examine my witness on the reading of the law. You can't charge somebody with a crime and then not allow them to challenge that witness, to challenge their accuser with the reading of the law. For Christ's sakes, you'll never convince me that that's legal. So yeah, finishing touches tomorrow and maybe the next day, and then I'm sure you're watching this, Mr. Iofferman. I will be at your door in the next couple of days, hand delivering this to you, and I'll deliver it to the court. And we will go from there, because that's all I can do is my best, This is what happens to you when you're poor and you can't afford justice. As I said before, the law is this infinite honeycomb of just check and balance, and so there you go. It's a crazy one. That's it. That's all I got for you. I don't know what else to say. I'm trying to keep a sense of humor, but it is very gripping, knowing what I have to do. No compromise. There's been enough compromise. There's been enough cyclists killed. Our life is worth it. Okay, you can't give us a measure of safety and then snatch it away just because it inconveniences a driver, you know. If that were the case, you know, like I said, could somebody... All right, tell you what, we'll do the opposite of my last explanation. Like how I said, if somebody were given a seatbelt ticket while wearing a seatbelt, well, let me ask you this. What if somebody was given a seatbelt ticket when they were not wearing their seatbelt, meaning they actually deserved it? Tell me, could they go into court and say, well, you know, I don't think I should have to wear that seatbelt because it inhibits my getting in and out of the car. Oh my goodness, what if there was an emergency, you know, and I have to get out the car quickly, and this seatbelt, it's retarding my entrance and egress from the vehicle. Tell me, would a motorist be able to make an argument to get out of their seatbelt ticket with that? Okay? And then, of course, you could also go on to argue people drove for decades without a seatbelt law. You know, why? Because then it was deemed practical. You know, you could drive a car without legally being required to buckle up. But then all of a sudden, it became impractical. And that kind of is what this appeal, this case, it hinges on. When the practical becomes impractical. You know, it is no longer practical to hug the curb as a cyclist under narrow lane width conditions. It is no longer practical to ride on the right side of the lane. Language that does not appear in the law whatsoever. It's no longer practical to do this. As I said in court, maybe once upon a time, when we had our Nokia phones and things of the sort like that, but with the advent of the smartphone, it just simply became impractical. Driving skills have massively deteriorated. Then again, you might have some cyclists that are far older than me that could give testimony and say, you know what, it was never practical. You know, drivers have always been a threat to us cyclists, so... Alright guys, there you go. I'll give you another update soon. Total Control 871.